Magnetic field due to a current, sixth lecture. So we are discussing Ampere's law. So in earlier lecture you have seen Ampere's law and its application to find magnetic field due to a current distribution. So we'll continue with that. So we'll see some more applications, how to find out magnetic field due to a current distribution using Ampere's law. So let us take a long cylindrical wire. So this is a cylindrical wire, long cylindrical wire. Whose radius let us take 4r. Radius is 4r. And this wire has a cavity. So it has a cavity inside of width 2r. So this is a cavity whose width is 2r. So cavity, nothing is there. And let us say current density. So current density through this wire is J. Okay, so this is the axis of the wire. So you'll get some idea here. So similarly, now here you have a cavity. Okay. So now we want to find out the magnetic field due to this current distribution at a distance of 8r from the axis. So here. So this distance is 8r. So at point P. So find the magnetic field at point P. Okay, yes. So now how to solve this? So let us take the cross section of this cylinder. So if you take cross section of this cylinder, so cross section of cylinder is circular. So this is the cross section of the cylinder. And when you see this cross section of the cylinder, you will find a cavity of circular radius r. So this is 2r, so radius will be r. So here we have a cavity. Whose radius is r. So this radius is 4r. Then this distance will be 2r. So we need to find out magnetic field at a distance of 8r from the axis of the cylinder. So that is center of the cylinder. So point P. So this distance is 8r. And we are assuming the current is flowing along this direction. So this is I. Similarly, I. This is the direction of current. This is the direction of current. Here there is no current flowing. So now this is the point. So to solve this problem, we'll see this as two cylindrical wire. So one cylindrical wire of radius 4r, another cylindrical wire of radius r. Now when you superimpose this, the smaller wire on the bigger wire, the total current through this cross section of radius r should become 0. So that means now this cross section without a cavity is carrying a current inside, suppose. Then without this cavity, here also the current will be inside. And if I take another wire carrying the same current but in opposite direction, and if you superimpose this cavity, then total current in this cavity will become 0. So we'll find out magnetic field due to this current distribution and magnetic field due to a current distribution if there is a cylindrical wire of radius r at this point, at this cavity. Okay, so this is one, radius 4r, so now we have to find out magnetic field at a distance, that is point P, at a distance of 8r. Current is inside and its radius is 4r. Okay, and we'll find out magnetic field due to another distribution. So that is this part. So this part I will draw like this. So this radius is r. So we want to find out magnetic field at point P. So this point P is here. Now this distance, so this is 2r, from here it is 8r. So from here it will be 6r. So at a distance of 6r. So here we will assume the current to be flowing outwards. So if you place this here, then here we have current inside and here we have current outside. So the current density is uniform. So same current you will have here. So here current is inside and here current is outside. When you superimpose these two, the current in this part will become 0. Inside and outside. So it will become 0. So let us find out the magnetic field. So magnetic field here. So if you use right hand thumb rule, so current is going inside, fine. So current is inside the board. So magnetic field is downwards here. So magnetic field is along this direction. So that is B1. And magnetic field here. So current coming outside, magnetic field is in the upward direction. So here magnetic field is in the upward direction and let us call this magnetic field to be B2. Now let us find out magnetic field B1. So B1 integral. So now our loop, that is Ampere's loop, will pass through point P of radius 8r. Okay, yes. And magnetic field is same everywhere here on this loop. It is tangential to this loop or tangential at every point on the loop. And the angle, we are traveling this loop along this direction. So angle made by the magnetic field with dl element, that small length element, will be 0. So cos 0 is 1. So in all these cases it will be similar. So I will write integral B dot dl is equal to mu naught times I inside. So now let us find out I inside. So to find I inside, we'll use current density. So I inside will be equal to current density into area. So now this is Ampere's loop. Area through which current is passing is this area. This is the area whose radius is 4r. So radius is 4r. So it will be 4r whole square. Now B dl. So let us write B, magnetic field is constant, dl. So length of this Ampere's loop will be 2 pi r and the radius is 8r. So B into, this is point. So B into 2 pi r. R is 8r. So that should be equal to J into, so current inside is J. So this should be equal to mu naught into current inside. So that is J into 4 pi r square. So here 2 pi. So 2 into 8, 16. 16 pi. Here we have 16 r square. So 16 r square. So that will cancel out 16r and 16r square. So if you cancel 16r from here, you have mu naught j. Okay, so here r will remain and denominator there is I inside. I inside is 4 pi r square. 4 pi. Sorry. Pi into r square. That is 4 r square. So here mu naught into j is area. Area is pi r square. Area is pi r square. So I inside is j into pi 4 r square. Radius. Current is only through this. So mu naught j. So here 16 pi r and here 16 pi r square. So here what will remain? And this is 16 pi r. So magnetic field B, that is B1, will be equal to mu naught j r. Okay. Yes. So here we have 16 pi r. Here we have 16 pi r square. So that is the magnetic field. Now let us calculate the magnetic field due to this small cylindrical wire. So Ampere's loop will pass through a radius of 6r. Then integral B dl, again see here magnetic field will be in the upward direction. Right hand thumb rule. So thumb in the direction of current, then magnetic field is upwards. So here in the upward direction. And it is constant everywhere on this loop. And again cos 0 is 1. So we are traveling this loop in this direction. Here we have traveled this loop in this direction, along the direction of magnetic field. Here we are also traveling along the direction of magnetic field. So B into dl. So dl will be the length of this Ampere loop. Length of the Ampere loop is 2 pi 6r. That is 2 pi r. That should be equal to mu naught times I inside will be the current passing through this cross section. Current passing through this cross section. So cross sectional area will be pi r square. So mu naught j, current density into area. Area is pi r square. Current density into area. So here we have pi r. Here we have pi r square. So pi r will cancel with this pi r. So r will remain. So then magnetic field B is equal to mu naught j r divided by 12. Divided by 12. Pi r will cancel. So this is the magnetic field. So this magnetic field is in the downward direction. This magnetic field is in the upward direction. So if you superimpose these two, then here we will have a cavity. Here the current is passing inside. Yes. So let me explain. So here I assume, actually there is a cavity, but I assume to be a complete cylindrical cross section. So here actually, if you consider that radius r, so then current is passing through this area of cross section, that is J into pi r square, it is passing inside. If I consider this whole cross section, and I have considered another wire of same radius at same point where the current is outside. So here current will be J into pi r square. This current is outside, this current is inside. When you superimpose this on this, then the total current will become 0. Okay? Yes. So now total magnetic field. So total magnetic field B is equal to, so here this is B1, this is B2, this is B2. So B will be equal to B, so let us take B1 to be positive, so B1 minus B2. So that comes out to be mu naught Jr, here also mu naught Jr, so mu naught Jr into 1 minus 1 by 12. So that is 11. So 11 mu naught Jr divided by 12. So this is the magnetic field at a point P, which is at a distance of 8r from the axis of this cylinder, where this cylinder has a cavity of width 2r. Okay? Yes. So this is the magnetic field. So this magnetic field B, so this is B, and total magnetic field is inside. Sorry, upwards. Magnetic field is downwards. I have taken downward direction as positive. B1 direction positive. So we got this positive means magnetic field, net magnetic field is downwards. So I can show it here. So magnetic field is downwards, that is B, and that is equal to 11 mu naught Jr by 12. So this is the magnetic field at this point. Total magnetic field at this point will be in the downward direction. Okay, yes. Now similarly, we will find out magnetic field instead of this point. Same distribution, but instead of point P, which is outside, we will consider a point which is inside and outside the cavity. So here magnetic field for both the wires is an outside point. We are finding out the magnetic field which is outside point. For this wire also it is outside point. For this wire also, if we have considered superposition, so for this wire also this point is outside. Now let us take a point from the axis, so which is at a distance of 2r from here. So let us find out magnetic field here. So from the axis, this point P is at a distance of 2r. Now we will find out magnetic field here. So for this bigger cylindrical wire, this point will be inside point, and for this cavity, this point will be an outside point. So just find out, I'll remove this, keeping all the things same. Okay, just remove, let us remove. Okay, we have changed this point, so this is a point P. Find the magnetic field at point P. Okay, so this distance is 2r. So if you want to try, you can try. Okay, try. So again we'll assume as two cylindrical wires. So let us take the cross section and let's see how we can see the current distribution and the cavities in the cross section. So let us write here, this is cavity. Okay, so fine. This is fine? Yes. So now again, this is center and this radius is 4r, current is inside, then we are finding out magnetic field at this point P, which is at a distance of 2r, and we have a cavity here. So cavity, so this is a cavity. So whose radius is r and this distance is 2r. So this is center. So this is center C. Fine. Now again we will consider this case as combination of two wires. So one cylindrical wire of cross sectional radius 4r and another has a cross sectional radius of r. So one wire. So we'll consider this complete wire. So now point P is here. It is at a distance of 2r. So this is point P. Its radius is 4r. Current is inside of current density J. Now for this cylinder it is an inside point. So inside point current will vary. It is directly proportional to the distance from the center. So you can write directly or just we can find out by using Ampere's loop. And the direction of current. So it is, current is inside, okay. So current is inside. So we want at this point, so at this point it is in the upward direction. So magnetic field at point P is in the upward direction. So let us call this magnetic field as B1. So to this tangential, fine. Yes. Then let us take Ampere's loop passing through this point P. So if you take an Ampere's loop passing through point P, so this will be the Ampere's loop. Now integral BDL is equal to mu naught I inside. So again magnetic field vector, and we will be travelling this Ampere's loop along this direction. So magnetic field vector and the dl element are in the same direction. So cos 0 is 1, and magnetic field is constant everywhere on this loop. So take out B from the integration side, and dl is the length of this Ampere's loop. So length of the Ampere's loop is 2 pi into radius. So radius is 2r, and we'll find out mu inside. So sorry, I inside. So I inside will be equal to current density J into area of this loop, the current which is flowing through this area, or the current which is flowing through the Ampere's loop. So it will be for radius 2r. So J into pi 2r whole square. 2r whole square. So B into length of the loop 2 pi into 2r, length of the loop 2 pi into 2r. So that should be equal to j pi into 4r square. 2r whole square is 4r square. Now here we have 4 pi r and here we have 4 pi r square. So 4 pi r will cancel with this. So we will have b. So here I have missed mu naught. So mu naught. So b is equal to mu naught r, sorry, j r. B is mu naught j r. Now similarly we will find out magnetic field due to this distribution at a distance of 2r. Fine. So magnetic field due to the distribution. So addition of this. So we have taken this loop. Here we will be assuming the current to be flowing out. So when you superimpose this here, here current is going inside, here current is coming outside. So total current will become 0. So at a distance of, so this distance will come out to be 2r and 2r. So it will be 4r. 4r. Okay. Yes. So now we will consider Ampere's loop passing through a radius of 4r. So this will be our Ampere's loop. Fine. Then again magnetic field. So the direction of magnetic field. So this is in the, it is in this direction, correct? So magnetic field will be in the downward direction, right hand thumb rule. So it is in the downward direction. So I will show the direction of magnetic field. Let us call this magnetic field to be B2. And this magnetic field was B1. So B1. Now B2 into length of the Ampere's loop. So this is the Ampere's loop. So radius is 4r. So 2 pi into 4r should be equal to mu naught I inside. So I inside will be j into area of the loop. So now the current will be passing through this wire. So area is pi r square. Okay. So its radius is r. So this radius is r. So pi r square. Now B2, pi r square, here we have 8 pi r. So pi r and pi r square will cancel. So r will remain here. So mu naught j r divided by, here we have 8. So 8. So this field is in the upward direction. This field is in the downward direction. Now when you superimpose, we will add both the fields. So net field B comes out to be B1 plus B2. So I am taking the direction of B1 as positive. Then this will be B1 minus B2. So in both equations we have mu naught Jr, mu naught Jr. So mu naught Jr into 1 minus 1 by 8. So field at this point is in the upward direction. Net field is in the upward direction, and that B comes out to be 8 minus 1, 7 mu naught Jr by 8. Okay, so if you have cavities, many times this type of questions were asked in IIT JEE Advanced. So take a combination. Sometimes they will be giving you current densities will not be given, J is not given. So directly current is given. So in that case, find out the current density and find out the currents through those wires or the cavities. Here we are finding out the current. So for that we need current density. So sometimes current density is not given directly. So find out in the given condition. Okay, so next. So now we will find out magnetic field inside a cavity. Okay, yes. So I'll remove this part is over now. Same wire, same current density, but the point P is inside the cavity. So let us say point P is here, somewhere inside the cavity. So point P is here. So this is point P. So you have to find out magnetic field at this point P, which is at a distance of x. Sorry. So find the magnetic field at point P. So we'll find out here. Find the magnetic field at point P, and point P is inside the cavity. So inside cavity. Fine. So let us take cross-sectional view of this cylindrical conductor. So this is the cross-sectional view. So let us say this is center and this is a cavity. So center of this cavity is at a distance of x. So this radius is 4r, we have considered. Now let us take a point P inside a cavity. So let us say this is point P. So from the center of this bigger cylindrical cross section, it is at a distance of r1, and from the center of the cavity, this point P where you are finding out the magnetic field is at a distance of r2. So this is point C, this is the center, and this is point P, and let us call this point as D. Okay, so we have a cavity, we are finding out the magnetic field inside a cavity. So due to this current distribution. Okay, so from the center of the cylindrical wire, the center of cavity is at a distance of x. We are finding out magnetic field due to this distribution at point P, which is inside the cavity, and this point P where you are finding out the magnetic field is at a distance of r1 from the center of the cylindrical wire, and it is at a distance of r2 from the center of the cavity. So let us take that triangular diagram. So this is point C, this is point D, and here we have point P. So this distance is r1, this distance is r2, and this is x, center to center distance. So let us say this is, let us drop a perpendicular on CD. So this is perpendicular. Let us assume this angle to be theta 1, this angle is theta 2. Fine. So now we will find out magnetic field due to each part. So again the assumption is same. So considering the whole cylindrical cross section here. So we are finding out magnetic field at a distance of at a distance of r from the center, and current is inside. Current density is given. So here magnetic field, so Ampere's loop, and let us take this angle. This angle is theta 1. So through this loop, magnetic field. So that will be equal to, and let us call that magnetic field as B1. So here direction of B1. So it is inside the board. Okay. So now direction. So it is inside the board. Direction will be perpendicular to this. So magnetic field will be along this direction, tangent to this circle. So this is magnetic field, let us say B1. Okay, so this is magnetic field. So let us take little bit bigger. So थोड़ा बड़ा लेते हैं. You are not able to visible. Yeah. Okay. So this point, let us take here P1. This is R1. This is making an angle theta 1. Fine. So current is inside. Current is inside. Then magnetic field here. So current is inside, magnetic field here. Right hand thumb rule. Magnetic field here will be along this direction. So perpendicular to this line, and that is B1. So if I drop a perpendicular, then this angle will be theta 1. Fine. This is magnetic field is perpendicular to R1 vector. This is theta 1, so this will be 90 minus theta 1. And this R1 and B1 is making an angle 90, so this will be theta 1. And how much is B1? To calculate B1, B1 into, this is Ampere's loop. So length of Ampere's loop is 2 pi R1. So 2 pi R1, that is equal to mu naught into current density is J, and current passing through this Ampere's loop, that will be J multiplied by pi R1 square. That is the area. So B1 is, here we have pi, here we have pi, R1 and R1 will cancel, so we get mu naught J, constant current density, R1 divided by 2. So this is B, and B is along this direction. Fine. So next we'll take, I am removing this, we'll take cavity. So cavity I will show with another color. So this is the cavity. Now here I have assumed this cross section without a cavity. So current, here also I have considered, wherever there is cavity I have considered current. So if I take this cavity, then I will take this as another cylindrical wire where current is flowing just opposite to this direction. So when you superimpose this on this, total current will become 0. So this is a cavity. Center of the cavity, and so this is point C, this is point D, and magnetic field. So this distance is R2. So current is coming outside. Superimpose this here. Here the current is going inside, here the current is coming outside. When you superimpose, total current will become 0. Okay, so here by using right hand thumb rule, so magnetic field will be in the downward direction, or it will be perpendicular to this. So magnetic field, so that is B2. So perpendicular to this, and we assume this angle to be theta 2. Now if I drop a perpendicular here, this angle will be theta. So let us find out B2. So now B2 is B2 into, so Ampere's loop should pass through this point R2. So we'll take current here. Fine. So that is B2 into 2 pi R2. B2 into 2 pi R2 mu naught J pi R2 square. So current passing through this cross sectional area. Fine. Yes. So then B2 comes out to be, B2 is equal to mu naught J R2, pi R2 cancel. So here we will have 2. So now if you take combination of these two fields, so this field is along this direction to perpendicular, it is making an angle theta 1, and here it is making an angle theta 2. Fine. Yes. So if I remove this, I will remove this part. Then we will find out total magnetic field in the cavity. So total magnetic field will be, so this is P and this is perpendicular. So this line we had C and this has D. Now we have considered magnetic field at this point. So first of all, let us take magnetic fields, and here we have another diagram. So magnetic field, here it is B2, that is angle theta 2. Here magnetic field is B1 at an angle theta 1. Then the total field, so we will find out total field. So total field, let us take x direction. So component of this field along this direction, so it is B1 sine theta 1. Here the field is B2 sine theta 2. And in the downward direction we have this component B1 cos theta 1 plus B2 cos theta 2. Both the components are in the downward direction. Here the components are opposite direction. So then total field along x direction. Total field along x direction. So let us assume this direction to be positive. Then B1 sine theta 1 plus B2 sine theta 2. So let us use the value of B1. So B1 is mu naught J R1 sine theta 1 mu naught J R1 by 2 sine theta 1 plus B2. So B2 is mu naught J R2 by 2 mu naught J R2 by 2 sine theta 2. So take common, mu naught J by 2 is common, and we have R1 sine theta 1 plus R2 sine theta 2. So now this R1 sine theta 1 plus R2 sine theta 2, we'll see the value. See here, so this y which we have considered, so this is y, this is y, this height, so here this is y. Fine. So this y height from this triangle, so from this triangle y is, here I will write with another pen, y is R1 sine theta 1, right angle triangle, this right angle triangle, so theta 1. So this will be R1 sine theta 1. From this triangle, this is R2 sine theta 2. So y is also equal to R2 sine theta 2. So R1 sine theta 1 and this is R2 sine theta 2. So both are equal to y. So here B1 sine theta 1, this is minus. B1 sine theta 1 minus. So this is minus. Both are in opposite directions. So B1 sine theta 1 I have assumed as positive. This is negative. Okay. So here this is y, this is also equal to y. So total field along x direction we got 0. Or the field along this direction is 0, or that is parallel to, so this is x and we have taken this field actually parallel to this line, so this is x. So field parallel to x direction is 0. Then we have this direction field, so let us find out that field here. So along this direction field is getting added up. Here it was B1 sin theta 1 minus B2 sin theta 2. Okay. So total field along y direction or perpendicular to x direction. So along y direction, that is b1 cos theta 1 plus b2 cos theta 2. So along that perpendicular direction, b1, again we will write mu naught j by 2 is common, then we have r1 cos theta 1 plus r2 cos theta 2. r1 cos theta 1 plus r2 cos theta 2. Now what is r1 cos theta 1 and r1 cos theta 2? See this triangle. r1 cos theta 1 is this length. r1 cos theta 1 is this length. So this is the length r1 cos theta 1 and this is r2 cos theta 2. So r1 cos theta 1 plus r2 cos theta 2 is x, r1 cos theta 1 plus r2 cos theta 2. So this total is x. So magnetic field along this direction will be equal to by will be equal to mu naught j by 2 into x. Okay, so that is the magnetic field. So now this magnetic field is along this direction, or this magnetic field is along this direction, and this total magnetic field here comes out to be along this direction. So that is mu naught j by 2 into x, and this field is perpendicular to the line joining the center of the cylindrical cross section and the center of the gravity. So this field is perpendicular to this line. So the distance between the center of cylinder and center of gravity, so that is x, and the magnetic field is along this direction, and this magnetic field is constant. So we have constant current distribution. So magnetic field is constant, and that is mu naught j by 2 into x. So in this cavity, magnetic field is constant. As we have seen, in a spherical charge distribution, if you have a cavity, then electric field is constant. It is parallel to this x. So here it is perpendicular to the x. Fine? Yes. So let us have one more problem. We have long cylindrical wire, so let us take only cross-sectional part. So let us say in this long cylindrical wire, we are considering the cross section. So here the current density is not constant. So current density, so let us say this radius is capital R and current density is varying. So let us say J is equal to some constant times R, where K is a constant. You can say positive constant K, and R is the radial distance from the center or from the axis of the wire. So at this point, the density is Kr. Now if you take the center, density will be 0 because R is 0 here. Now we have to find out the magnetic field at some distance here. So let us take magnetic field, let us find out magnetic field at a distance of R by 2. So find the magnetic field at a distance of R by 2 from the axis. So it is very simple. We have solved problems like this on center of mass also, and many other, even charge distribution. So the charge distribution on a spherical charge distribution, cylindrical charge distributions, there the charge density was varying. So similarly we'll find out here. Now what you have to find out, so the basic thing here is B dot dl. In this B dot dl we have mu naught into I inside. So just we have to find out I inside. So now current density is changing, we have to find out I inside. So let us find out I inside. So keep it outside here. So we'll find out I inside. So at this distance, we'll take a small incremental distance, dr. So we'll find out current passing through this area. Okay, so its radius is r and this width is dr. Then current I will be equal to J into, so that small current, let us say, small current dI will be equal to J into this area. So this area will be 2 pi r dr. So this area is 2 pi r dr. Okay, J is variable. So 2 pi r dr, just cut this. If you cut this small elemental ring, then this length will be 2 pi r and this width is dr. So its area is 2 pi r into dr. So this is approximation. You can also find out by using pi r plus dr whole square minus r square. So few terms will be neglected. So neglect this height. Okay. So no problem. If you don't neglect, then what will happen? This length will be little bit more compared to this length. So this is an approximation. So approximately, or its area itself is 2 pi r dr. So then di will be equal to J. J is kr 2 pi r dr. So integrate. Now we want total current contained in this area. So that area is, or this integration will be till r by 2. So from 0 to r by 2. So here we have current 0, here we have current that is inside. Let us write. So this is r is 0 and here will integrate till r by 2. We'll add those currents. So here this will be I. So here we have k 2 pi constants r squared dr. So r cube by 3. Okay, yes. So now r cube by 3. So let us put the limits. So these limits are 0 to r by 2. So k into 2 pi by 3 r cube. So that will be capital R cube by 8. Fine. So this will be k into pi r cube divided by 2 to cancel. So 12. So total current inside at a distance of r by 2 in this circular cross section, it will be k into pi r cube by 12. Now B and circulation. So B is constant everywhere. So B into that dl, integration of dl. So Ampere's law. So this is the Ampere's law. So it is 2 pi into r by 2. That should be equal to mu naught into k pi r cube by 12. So B will be equal to pi r. So 2 will cancel. 2 will cancel with this. So we have mu naught k, pi cancel, r is cancelled. So r square by 12. So this is the magnetic field at distance r by 2. So here variable cross section we have considered. Okay, so check this, pi r is cancelled, so mu naught k, here r square is remaining and 2 cancel, so this is magnetic field. Okay, yes, so in next chapter we'll have some more discussion on Ampere's law. Okay.